So with the reveal of Carnival LR Sword of Hope Trunks and Carnival LR Future Gohan, yeah, surprisingly enough, there's a Carnival LR Future Gohan coming. I'm sure a lot of people are curious about what their details are, because if you watch the video, the details were only briefly flashed on the screen, and then they kind of instantly moved on to the next thing. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the full details of both of the new units, and just looking at their kits and all that. So I guess we can just go ahead and start with this Trunks right here. Let me just say, his animations, really clean. I think they nailed it. At first, it looks a little iffy, but then once they start to get into it, I really like the animations. I think it's clean. So starting off with his categories, because I'm pretty sure that's what they reveal first. Okay, there's his leader skill. But his categories also right here. So there's no new categories. It's just all old stuff. They didn't introduce anything new. Very, obvious. We didn't really expect a new category. And then right here, we do have the leader skill. So he is leading time travelers for 200% across the board. Now, I did do a prediction video for the new LRs and what their kits are going to look like. So I said a Sword of Hope Trunks and then a Rose Goku Black. I guess I was half right. But with the Sword of Hope Trunks, I did say he was going to lead Future Saga. Time Travelers is a very category to Future Saga. They share a lot of the same units. This is definitely really good because a lot of the top tier LRs, especially during this celebration, are on this category. You got your Vegetos, you got your Trunkses, your Mais, you got your Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegetas from the Future Saga. So basically all the good guys from the Goku Black arc are on this category, and then a lot of other Trunks units from Android/Cell Saga. So a very good category, and the fact that he leads it is very impressive. And you'll see later in his kit, I don't want to say he's a slot 1 unit, but he has a lot of mechanics that are good for slot 1. I'm talking damage reduction, guard, high defense. He's stacking defense, so his defensive stack can look impressive. So then running this guy as a lead, and then running a friend lead of him, and then running both of those guys in slot 1 on each rotation could be very useful. So it's kind of similar to the Int LR Vegeta and Trunks. You run 2 of them as a lead, and then you just throw them both in slot 1, because as his leader skill stands, it's definitely pretty impressive. And then his super attack effect on his 12 keys that he raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to enemy. His 18 keys that he raises defense permanently, so that's a 30% defensive raise, and then greatly raises attack for 1 turn, and then causes mega colossal damage to enemy. So his super attack effects are good. I do wish he stacked on his 12 key as well, but it's not that big of a deal. Actually, his super attack effects remind me a lot of the Int LR Vegeta and Trunks. It's just coincidence we brought them up earlier. But yeah, he's very similar to them, at least in terms of his super attack effect. He's stacking on his 18 key, and then his 12 key just gives him extra defense for that 1 turn. Although what's better than Vegeta and Trunks is he's raising defense, and then there's that comma. And then he also greatly raises attack for 1 turn. So with Vegeta and Trunks, they just stack attack and defense, which means they're getting a 20% attack and defense raise. But then because there's that comma, this guy's getting a 30% defensive raise permanently on his 18 key. So definitely very good with that. And then once we get into his passive, here, I guess we can just go full screen. It's probably easier to see. So his passive is that he activates the entrance animation upon entry once only. He gets 3 key and then launches an additional that has a great chance becoming a super for 4 turns from start of turn. He gets another 3 key. So then between the 6 key for the first 4 turns, yeah, you're going to get his 18 key. And then he gets 150% attack and defense. He gets 100% attack when performing a super. And then he gets 1 key up to 5. And then defense plus 10% up to 50% with every attack performed. He reduces damage received by 10% within the same turn, with each super attack performed up to 30%. Okay. So I'm pretty sure this resets every turn. Within the same turn with every super attack form. Yeah, I think this resets with every turn, but it also doesn't specify it resets with every turn. So I'm not sure about this. If it doesn't, then this is really, really good. Because once you build up 30% damage reduction, and you build up this defense right here, and you're stacking defense, then this guy's going to be very, very good for slot 1 with that little bit of damage reduction and a very high defensive stat. So then this guy also gets 100% attack and then launches an additional that has a high chance of becoming a super as the 2nd or 3rd attacker in a turn. So him getting extra buffs as the 2nd or 3rd attacker kind of makes you want to not put him in slot 1. But I think what you should probably do is for the first couple turns, you throw him in slot 2, so then you've got the other additional. And then you also have the other additional for the first 4 turns in your intro animation. So then between all the additionals, you've got a lot of opportunities to stack up and then build up. And then by the time you've done that, you could throw him in slot 1, and then he'll look impressive. Because then again, he'll have high levels of defense with a little bit of damage reduction. And then he also launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super, starting from the 5th turn from start of battle. So that even when the additionals from his intro animation wear off, you then do get more additionals in his kit. Yeah, very good unit. Like I said, you throw him in slot 2 for the first couple turns, you get all the supers off, you build up with him, you get that damage reduction, and then you throw him in slot 1 after that. He's going to look very, very good. So yeah, definitely an impressive unit, especially considering he has a standby, which the condition for the standby is that it can be activated starting from the 5th turn from start of battle. A very, very easy condition to get. Just turn 5, and then bam, you got it. I think that's the exact same condition as the 5th year anniversary fusions. To when they fuse, it might be, or when they transform into Super Saiyan Blue, it might be turn 4, but it's a similar condition. So it's going to be very easy to get because, you know, you always see them transforming. Now, the standby, his super attack effect does change. So he now raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to enemy. And then his AT&T key is he raises defense and then greatly raises attack for 1 turn. Okay, so I take it back. His super attack effect doesn't change at all. He's got the exact same thing. Not that big of a deal. It's a good super attack effect, like I mentioned. Just, you know, higher and higher defense as the fight goes on. And then also a little bit of extra defense with the additionals. Alright, so his passive now is that he gets 12 ki. Okay, I mean, that's pretty good. You're not really going to be struggling with ki with this guy at all. Especially because he is Rainbow Orb changing. But he also gets 200% attack and defense. And then an additional 150% attack when performing a super. He launches an additional attack that is a great chance of becoming a super attack. And then reduces damage received by 50% for 1 turn from the start of turn. So that's kind of weird. It's only for 1 turn, but then for that first turn, you're taking no damage, right? And then he guards all attacks. Okay. And then launches an additional that has a great chance of becoming a super as the first attacker in a turn. All right, he's a slot 1 unit. And then he launches an additional super with 5 or more key spheres obtained. And then he randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres. So you might not think this is that great, but this is actually pretty busted. 200% attack and defense is really good. He's also carrying over all the stacked defense from this guy, and then he's still continuously stacking defense right here. And he still has built-in additionals, which all those additionals are giving him the 30% attack and defense here. He's got that guaranteed guard as the first attacker in a turn. So actually, now that I'm reading it, yeah, he's very, very, very similar to the LR Vegeta and Trunks. But he's Rainbow Orb changing. And for that first turn, he's got the 50% damage reduction. He's got extra attack right here. So then his damage is going to look really crazy. And because you're pretty much always getting an 18 key super because of this right here, his damage is going to look, I guess, really crazy. So, yeah, a very good unit. This guy's looking busted. They definitely did not fumble him. I'm really happy they made him a slot 1 option. You'll see in my, my prediction for what Sword of Hope Trunks' kit was going to be. I did make him a slot 1 unit because on a lot of his teams, a slot 1 unit, I don't want to say was needed, but it would have been very, very useful to those categories. So they definitely did not fumble him. He's really impressive, and I'm happy, you know, we got a good Sword of Hope Trunks, because it's crazy to think, I think we only have 2 Sword of Hope Trunkses in the game. There's the Int one, the TUR Int one that already had an EZA a long time ago, and then there's the one that just got an EZA, the Tech one. But I mean, his Sword of Hope transformation, it's not bad. If you get the necessary stacks, he can look really impressive. But, I don't know, you don't see it that often. So, I'm really happy we got a new one. But then, to everyone's surprise, we did also get the reveal of the Carnival LR Gohan. Yeah, so Carnival LR Gohan, I mean, not a lot of people are going to be, like, crazy excited about this, because we could have had a Carnival LR Goku Black. But I'm still hyped. You can see right here, there is the Piccolo and Goku in the card, which potentially, if they want to give some restrictions for Piccolo or Goku, I'm fine with that, because one of the best units in the game right now is Orange Piccolo. We also have the banner unit STR Piccolo, and we've seen an unnatural amount of base Gokus within the past year, so it would make sense for a restriction to maybe be base Goku. But anyway, I'm blabbing on for long enough. Let's check out his kit. Alright, so first off, this guy is STR. I guess that's pretty good. We don't have that many Carnival LRs that's STR. I think we only have the Super Saiyan Goku, the one that leads Battle of Wits. But this guy's categories, very good. He's buffing some pretty weak teams. I mean, Andros has Cell Saga, you know, buffing that Dokkan Fest Super Trunks. He's got Future Saga, which is actually pretty good now, but still good he's on there. Hybrid Sands, Connected Hope, and Trusted Will, All Out Struggle, Bond Master Disciple, so pretty good teams. His leader skill is Future Saga to 200% across the board. I mean, I'll definitely take another Future Saga lead, I guess. That's pretty good. And then his super attack effects, hang on, let me pull this up really quick. Alright, so super attack effects is that he gets 50% attack and then raises defense for 1 turn. So then he's getting 50% attack and then 30% defense for 1 turn. And then causes colossal damage to enemy. Pretty good 12 key. And then his 18 key super attack is that he massively raises attack and then greatly raises defense for 1 turn. and then causes mega colossal damage to enemy. So yeah, good super attack effects right here between the 50% defense here, and then the 30% here, and then the 100% attack right here, and then 50% here. Both his attack and defense are going to get very high as you do more supers. So I'm hoping he's got a lot of built-in additionals here. So his passive is that he activates the entrance animation upon entry once only. He gets 5 ki, and then 40% damage reduction for 5 turns from start of turn. Okay, 5 turns is a good amount. That's majority of fights now, just because how, short content is. And then he gets 3 ki, 158% attack and defense. He gets an additional 1 ki up to 5, and then 20% attack and defense up to 100% with every attack performed. Alright, this guy got to have a lot of built-in additionals here. And then he reduces damage received by 20% just for free. Okay. So then he's going to have 60% damage reduction for the first 5 turns. And then he gets an additional 20% damage reduction, and then launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super when ki is 18 or more. Okay. So, with the buildup of ki here, and the 5 ki for the first 5 turns, and the 3 ki here, I don't think he's going to be an issue with this guy. So then he's going to have 80% damage reduction for the first 5 turns. And then it drops to 40% after that. But you have to maintain having 18 ki, which isn't going to be difficult, but keep in mind, it's still something you're going to have to do. Alright. I'm liking his design so far. I'm definitely liking it. Damage reduction is a good way to make a unit good. And then he launches an additional super attack when ki is 20 or more. Alright, that's good. It's just a guaranteed additional super. No additional that is a chance to or anything like that. Just out of the gate, guaranteed additional super. And then he creates the domain city future rainy, so it's like the rainy background, for 5 turns starting from the 5th turn from start of turn, while the domain city future rainy is active. So again, just while the rain in the future is activated. And then he changes int key spheres to STR key spheres at the start of character's attacking turn, and then performs a critical hit when activating the active skill or when ki is 24. Alright, so he's good, but I gotta admit, I do kind of wish he had some built-in additionals, like more additionals. I mean, I know the guaranteed additional super is pretty good, and like I mentioned, ki is not going to be an issue with him, so just getting 20 ki should be easy, but I don't know, maybe if they had this guaranteed crit at the end right here, maybe be like another additional, or another guaranteed super, or an additional that has a high chance to become a super, anything like that, because with the build-up from, his passive right here, the 100% attack and defense, and all the attack and defense he gets on super, I don't know, I feel like this guy probably would have been a little bit better with more additionals built in. But that's not to say this guy's bad. He's going to be doing a ass load of damage because he's got the guaranteed crit, and he's got still the additionals built in, and he's got a lot of attack and defense. So, yeah, he's very good. And he's got the key sphere changing like that was needed. So, very good unit. They definitely did not fumble him. Say what you want about the choice, but he's very good. He's pretty crazy. So then his active skill, it massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to enemy. He gets another 5 ki and 20% defense in battle. That was not needed whatsoever, especially because this is a permanent buff. But whatever, I'll take it. Another 5 ki just pushes the agenda again that this guy's not going to struggle with ki whatsoever. And then 20% defense is nice. I guess just makes him a better slot 1 option, right? And then the condition is that it can be activated when the domain is activated. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be pretty easy to get. I think it said the domain you get on the 5th turn. Yeah, 5th turn from start of turn. So, domain's going to be really easy to get, which means the active skill is going to be really easy to get. And then the domain, let me just briefly go over this. So, it increases extreme class enemies and allies by 30%. So, this is a good domain, but just keep in mind 30% is a good amount, and then it's buffing you and also debuffing you. So, just be careful when using this. But definitely very good with the domain. Very good overall with both of these units. I'm really impressed with them. I think if they were going to do something like out of left field, like they did with giving us the Carnival LR Future Gohan, this is definitely how they should have handled it. Make the Gohan really good, and then make the Trunks, insanely busted. Because I'm pretty sure the Trunks is a little bit better than the Gohan, just from the looks of it, because he is more of a solidified slot 1 option, and slot 1 units are very, very useful in the game. Not to say the Gohan is not a slot 1 option, but the Trunks is a little bit of a better slot 1 option, I think. But anyway, that's been the video. Let me know what you guys are thinking of both of their kits down in the comments, and let me know which banner you're going to summon for first. I know most people are probably going to go for the banner with Bulma on it, but just assume Bulma isn't featured. Then which banner are you going to be summoning for? Or are you just going to skip it altogether if Bulma isn't featured? So once again, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.